Yo, what up, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy Juan, back at it again with another video. Hope y'all are doing well. I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. And in today's video, we're going to talk about how I've slept with multiple people's girlfriends and what I've learned from the experience. And I got a really negative hate comment the other day on a short that I uploaded that kind of went over this topic in a joking way. I just want to make it clear and put this disclaimer out here. I do not condone being a home wrecker. I do not think it is a good thing to ruin a good relationship. I do not think it is morally right to cheat on anyone. I think it's wrong. I think loyalty and commitment and respect and integrity is the foundation of a relationship. So if that's the case, how did I end up sleeping with multiple people's girlfriends? Well, first off, let's do a few squats because I wanted to make this a workout video as well. So let's get the blood pumping. Let's get the body moving, because that might actually help me make a better video, is to just keep the brain flowing with blood throughout the video. So let's do a few squats. I love working out. I love working out, guys. I don't understand people that don't like working out. I really don't. I love it so much. I love working out. Now, here's the thing. Why is it that I ended up sleeping with multiple people's girlfriends? A lot of times the women would actually come on to me. A lot of times the women would actually be making, pretty much every time, because like I said, I'm not a home wrecker. Pretty much every time the woman would be making the first move on me. A lot of times, sometimes the woman would be talking trash about her boyfriend months leading up to us actually doing anything. There was one time I was hanging out with this girl. I was just friends with her for almost a year, maybe even longer. We were actually really good friends. I actually really liked this girl and her boyfriend as a friend. We were all like one friend group. And it got to a point where she was just constantly trash talking her boyfriend when I went over there. And it got to a point where she was telling me, texting me, come over. I got weed, I got alcohol, like, come over. And I would be sleeping in her bed right next to her. Wasn't kissing her or nothing. Just watching movies with her, listening to her complain about her boyfriend. And she would even talk about like trying to commit suicide by like overdosing on drugs, and then she would end up in the hospital and they would end up detoxing her, and then she would come back home. It was a mess. And I started to feel for this woman. I started to think, hey, she's always complaining about her boyfriend. Maybe if I make love to her, it'll help her somehow, you know, with everything that she's going through, with all these issues with overdosing and depression. Maybe it's a toxic relationship that's weighing her down, because she was making it seem like her boyfriend was this huge asshole, which I'm still friends with her boyfriend to this day. He actually is a really great person. And I think a lot of what she was saying, she was trying to paint this picture of how bad of a person he was. That way I wouldn't feel guilty about sleeping with her. I think that she liked me, and she ended up slowly seducing me over time. Okay? And that's how it was with a lot of these girls that I ended up sleeping with that had boyfriends, is like, it might not have been so slow over time, like over the course of a year like it was with this one girl, but a lot of times they'd be the one inviting me to hang out. And then a lot of times they would make the move on me at first. Like one time I went over to this girl's house and we were texting for a while. I even called her babes and everything, and she was responding. Never mentioned she had a boyfriend. Never. I asked her to hang out. Eventually, we decided to hang out. She texted me, hey, come over. She finally mentions that she has a boyfriend when I'm already at her apartment. And then, even after I get to her apartment and she mentions she has a boyfriend, I ask her about it because we were texting for a while and I called her babes and everything, and she still told me to come over. So I ended up getting a little bit curious, like, you have a boyfriend? Like, I'm not gonna lie, I told her straight to her face, I'm like, I really like you and I would try to make a move on you, but you have a boyfriend. You're very beautiful though. And then she was smiling, saying, oh, it's really just a situationship. And so she called it a situationship, and then randomly out of nowhere, she ends up saying, hey, I'm really hot. Can I take my shirt off? I'm like, yeah, of course. So she ends up taking her shirt off, and then she ends up telling me, hey, I'm really cold. I actually might go put some clothes back on. Is that okay? I'm like, yeah, that's fine. And then she ends up grabbing a blanket instead. And she says, actually, I decided to grab a blanket instead. Do you want to share it? And now we're sharing a blanket, and she has her shirt off, and she's in nothing but her bra. So she's the one that took her shirt off and grabbed a blanket for us to share. And I'm not going to lie, when she took that shirt off, I was thinking, damn, shorty's fine. She was actually looking really good. So then I told her, I'm like, hey, why don't you take this bra off? She's like, say less. She was all excited and everything. She went and did it like it was nothing. So a lot of times these girls were the ones that made the first move on me. Or they were showing me signs and signals. Now let me get some more squats in. And so it's not like I want to be a homewrecker. It's not like I want to end anyone's relationship. But a lot of times these girls actually were showing me choosing signals. These girls were actually showing me signs. These girls were actually showing me like very high levels of interest. And so what I learned is that, not every girl's loyal, unfortunately. That's basically what I learned. And if you are attractive, you actually might be able to get a lot of girls that are taken. Because, yeah, sure, they might be taken, but not everyone these days has the moral integrity to stay loyal to someone. And so you have the potential to get a lot of hookups if you're a fit, attractive guy, because not only will the single woman potentially want you, but the taken women might want you as well. As fucked up as that is, I can't control it. I'm not taking women. I can't go in their body and choose what to do for them. So that's what you have to realize as a man too, is like, just because you have a girlfriend, that's what I think most men don't realize, is just because you have a girlfriend doesn't mean she's safe, doesn't mean she's secure, and it doesn't mean that she's yours automatically. You still have to put in effort every day to satisfy her needs. Because if you're not satisfying her needs on every level, she might go find them elsewhere. So as a man, it's important, especially if you want a committed relationship. Because like I said, I've had a lot of people's girlfriends cheat on their boyfriends with me. It's important as a man and as a woman. This video can apply to either gender. It's important as a man and as a woman, especially if you want a committed relationship, to make sure to put in your best effort on every front. Fitness, finances, emotional. I've lost women due to having emotional outbursts with them, so you got to be patient with them. You got to be stoic. You got to be strong. You got to be healthy. You got to try to get wealthy. I've been broke as shit my whole life. I know nothing about building wealth. If you guys know anything and you want to work with me, please shoot me a DM or a comment and I will work with you. If you have a good method to make money and you need an employee or you need a business partner or you need someone to help you. Because I'm telling you, All aspects count when it comes to dating. And if you don't have the whole package, that can increase the chances of her cheating on you. Now, there's no guarantee that she won't cheat on you. There's no way to. Some people are just unfaithful, unfortunately. So you also have to use a vetting process. If you're going to have a girlfriend that you are actually going to commit to, you have to use discernment and use a vetting process to discern whether she's actually loyal or not. Because a lot of women, it doesn't matter how good you are. You can be the richest, most successful guy. She might still cheat on you out of insecurity. She might even think you're too good for her, and she might cheat on you because she might be afraid that you're going to leave her. So no matter how high you climb up the mountain of life, which it's an infinite mountain, there's always new heights to go to. If the character of the woman that you're with isn't good, you can't control that. And she has her own free will and you have your own free will. So at the end of the day, all you can do is focus on what you need to do to improve and heal and regenerate and rejuvenate and evolve as a person. And if she wants to follow suit and commit, then that's great. If she doesn't, then the door is always wide open. And that's the thing, is like, you don't want to be chasing people. Some people spend their whole life chasing. And if you spend your whole life chasing a girl, you'll never know what it feels like to actually be genuinely desired. Because when you chase someone, a lot of times it's because they're not showing you the attention that you want in return, and you don't want it to be like that. You want it to be mutual, you know? Or just be alone, you know? Learn to find fulfillment in being alone. I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of people's girlfriends has probably slept with me, is because a lot of people, they don't know how to have fulfillment in being alone. Like how I'm working out right now, this workout right here that I'm doing is giving me fulfillment, even though I'm alone. Okay? So you want to find hobbies, you want to find passions, you want to find just general things to do. There's always things to do, guys, even if you're on your own. You can learn how to make healthy food for yourself. You can learn about juicing. You can learn how to make protein shakes at home. You can learn how to make cannabis edibles, cannabis tinctures. You can do a workout. You can go on a hike. You can read a book. You can ride a bike. Always more to learn, and there's always more to grow. And the thing is, a lot of people's lives is boring, and so they try to fill that gap with a boyfriend or a girlfriend. But the problem is, people just go out here and choose any girl straight, fresh from the streets. And then she goes and cheats on you, and you act surprised. It's because you picked any type of woman. You can't just pick any type of woman. Yeah, sure, it might be all right just as friends. It might be all right just for some fun, for a hookup. It might be all right just as a friends with benefits situation. But if you're going to be in an actual committed relationship, you can't do that with most people these days. Most people don't have the emotional maturity to be in a committed relationship. And it's a shame, because I think it's one of the most beautiful things in life is to have trust with someone. But unfortunately, that is very rare these days. So if you do run into that, don't take it for granted and be grateful for what you have, because not everyone has the ability to say that they have a partner they can trust. So if you do end up gaining that, count your blessings. But even if you're not able to find it, don't be so hard on yourself and learn to enjoy being alone, because that's what gives you true power. Let's talk about what gives you true power in just a minute. Let me do 5 more squats. I love these workout videos where I also talk in between sets because it's just really nice. You get the blood pumping. It helps you think about what you're going to say in between movements. But anyways, yeah, what I was saying is one thing that makes you truly powerful as a person is learning to enjoy your own company. Because a lot of people, they have no power internally because they give all their power to their wife. They give all their power to their friends. They care more about what their friends think about them than what they think about their own life. A lot of people, they give their power away to everyone but themselves. They don't hold their power within themselves. And so when you're able to learn to truly love yourself, truly respect yourself, when you have hobbies and things that you love doing, when you have passions and things that you love doing, that carries over into your relationships with people. And instead of being the guy that goes and just dates any girl because he's lonely and has low self-esteem and he needs to have a girlfriend to feel like he's enough, you can be the guy that's just doing your own thing, just having a good time, just kind of having sex with other people's girls on the side. It doesn't have to be other people's girls. Like I said, I don't condone being a home wrecker. It can just be nice single women that you meet out and about. And that's the thing too, is like a lot of guys, they aren't approaching these days, and I don't do enough approaches myself. I see a lot of cute girls that I don't end up approaching because I get nervous, I don't know what to say, and we got to try to overcome that as men, because at the end of the day, like, we should be socializing, and women too. If you're a woman watching this video and you see a guy you like, don't be afraid to approach. Guys love a confident woman. We think that's sexy too. Just like you women, you think it's sexy if a guy has the confidence to come up to you and just say whatever. Us men, we think the same way. A woman that knows what she wants, that's not afraid to go for it, is sexy as heaven to us guys. Like one time, oh man, this is a wild story. I'm gonna do some squats before I get into this story. What was the story? Now I'm trying to remember, guys, what the story was. Oh yeah, so I was at Skate City with my friend, and this girl actually sent her friend to talk to my friend to say, oh hey, your friend Juan is cute. My friend thinks that your friend Juan is cute. I'm like, who thinks I'm cute? So then I go talk to her. We start skating around. Like I said, we're at Skate City. I got rollerblades on. And she starts talking all sexual with me. She's talking about giving head and stuff like that. And I'm getting turned on. I'm like, damn. She literally walks right up to me, I'm not kidding, and goes for the kiss. Out in public, in the middle of Skate City. This is the first day we met, literally in public. She literally makes the move on me. And then she texts me on Snapchat, literally telling me to come over and fuck, guys. I'm not joking. That was so hot to me. That was some of the best sex of my life. I'm telling you, her confidence and her desire for me turned me on. And so as a guy, we find that sexy too when women make the approach. So people should not be afraid to make the approach on when they see something they really like. And another thing people shouldn't be afraid to do either is enter open relationships. Don't be afraid to be in an open relationship. A lot of people say that they're in a monogamous relationship, but then they end up cheating anyways. Don't be like that. If you want to be with more than one person, that's cool. That's okay. Just be honest about it. Because I've had so many girls cheat on their boyfriends with me, and then when the guy found out, the whole relationship ended. That's not how it should be. It shouldn't be. You shouldn't be doing something behind your partner's back that's going to end the relationship if they found out. You should just be honest and upfront with them. And if you want to have an open relationship, I am all for positive sex. I'm a huge advocate for healthy sex. I believe in body positivity. I believe in, sexual freedom. I believe in human connection. I'm a huge advocate for safe sex. I'm a huge believer in the health benefits of connecting with other people and having a positive sex life. So if you want to have a bunch of different partners, that's cool, but just be honest about it. Because when you lie to someone and you deceive someone, that's not right. You shouldn't have to do that just to have a partner. If you have to lie to someone and deceive someone just to have a partner, then that person isn't really for you. They're there for the lie, but they're not there for the real you. And don't you want someone to be there for you, that loves you for who you are? And so that's what I've learned from having sex with a lot of people's girlfriends. Is just like, a lot of people are in relationships not because that person's the only person they desire, but they're in the relationship because they feel like that's what they're supposed to do. Like, I'm supposed to have a boyfriend. I'm supposed to have a girlfriend. And that's the thing, is like, just because there's a goalie doesn't mean you can't score. And so, hold on a second. Oh, I think I'm going to end the video here because I just got a DoorDash. But yeah, I don't know, guys. We're just working out in the basement and just talking about relationships. Honestly, guys, I don't know how to end this video because if I'm being completely honest with you guys, the more I talk about this kind of stuff and the more experiences I've been through in my life with women, the more questions I have about women. So I wish I could come on here and give you guys all these answers about, oh, I slept with all these guys' girlfriends. This is what I've learned. I don't know what I've learned from it. I have more questions than I had to begin with. You know? I guess all I can tell you is just because there's a goalie doesn't mean you can't score. And a lot of women might be interested in you even if they have a boyfriend. And that's just what it is. And it's up to you to decide what you want to do with that information. You can choose to turn them down if you don't think it's the right thing, or you can have a little bit of fun on the side if you want to explore those options. But that's up to you as a man to decide what you think is right. There is no right and wrong. There's infinite ways of looking at it. All right, we back. We just completed a couple of those deliveries. We back. Let's get it. Let's get some more workout in. Let's get it. I saw this hot chick at Taco Bell, guys. She was fucking bad. I wanted to talk to her. I haven't talked to her yet. I don't know if I'll get around to it or not. We'll see. But the thing is, I see a lot of hot chicks in public, and I don't always talk to all of them, guys. I got to get better at approaching myself. And that's the thing is, you should not be afraid to approach, whether you're a man or a woman. You should not be afraid to approach if you see something you like, because that's what makes the world go round, is when people are connecting with one another, when people are socializing with one another. That COVID stuff was fucked up. We should have never been social distancing. That's not how you heal from illness. You know, we shouldn't have been wearing masks and all that weird stuff. In America, when all that social distancing stuff was going down from COVID, I was in Ecuador partying. There was people having bonfires. There was people in Ecuador were partying it up while everyone in America was all afraid of COVID. Probably a made-up disease. It's probably not even real. You know what it is that's making us sick? It's not COVID. It's the food people are eating. It's the thoughts that people are thinking. It's the jobs the economy that's stressing everyone out. You don't think that financial distress caused by an inefficient economy and a corrupt government, you don't think that that can cause illness? Of course it can. That's why we need to take our situation as a country more seriously. We need to have pride in our country. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, yeah, as far as the women thing, because I know this video was about how I've been with guys or girlfriends, how I've hooked up with other guys' girlfriends, and what I've learned from it is basically that, like, if you are attractive, if you focus on your attractiveness, you might get opportunities from women even if they have boyfriends. And if you want the opportunity, you just gotta go for it, because you only live one life. And he might not be right for her. She might not be right for him. If you're a girl watching this, you might be a better fit for them, and maybe that's why they're hitting you up to come over. And I didn't always see it that way. Like, back in the day, I would have been the guy that would have said no. I've turned down a lot of girls. But over time, the regret started to build up, because I would look back in the past and think, yo, this girl really liked me. She even tried to make a move on me even when she had a boyfriend, and then I would be turning these girls down, and then a lot of them would end up losing attraction. I'd ask them to hang out again in the future, and it wouldn't work out. They would end up, not hanging out with me, or they would unfollow me on Instagram. There was this one girl, and she was the baddest chick ever. I'm not even kidding. She was literally, like, badder than any chick you ever see in porn. She was vegan. She was a yogi, doing splits on the top of the mountains and shit. If you're seeing this video, you might know who you are. I love you. Hit me up. I'm always cool with hanging out. So if you see this video, I love you. Hit me up. But yeah, she was like the baddest of the bad. And she ended up hitting me up to hang out. And she had a boyfriend at the time, so I told her, yeah, let's hang out. But we never ended up actually hanging out, because I figured, oh, she has a boyfriend. She doesn't really care that much if we hang out or not. She just thinks I'm cool because she slid up on one of my stories where I was doing, I like jumped into a handstand. It was crazy. I like jumped and then I landed on my hands into a handstand. It was wild. And she swiped up and commented about how good my form was looking, because I was asking people on my Instagram how my form was looking. And she was saying, like, hey, like, yo, we should hang out sometime. Like, your form is great, by the way. And, like, we should go hike a mountain. And she's bad. Like, bad. Like, 10 out of 10. And in my head, I'm thinking, we got time. So I said yes to her. But I didn't make an effort to actually meet up with her, because I thought I had time. And then I ended up meeting up with this other chick and posting her on my Instagram story. And then the chick that hit me up, even though she had a boyfriend, she unfollowed me. So I'm assuming she actually got jealous because she saw me with another girl on my story. And so even though she had a boyfriend, she still unfollowed me. And this was like pretty shortly after she hit me up to go hiking. So I feel like she almost felt like me not going to see her was a rejection. And that's not what I was trying to do. I was not trying to reject her. That was not my goal. So what I've learned over time is, like, when a woman shows you interest, even if she has a boyfriend, if you want to make something happen with her, you want to try to make your move as soon as she shows you interest. You don't want to wait too long, because the window of opportunity might close. Because if you wait too long, she might think, oh, this guy doesn't really like me, he's rejecting me. And she might take it personally, and she might get offended even if she has a boyfriend. Because if she's hitting you up, even if she has a boyfriend, just the fact that she's hitting you up means that she does like you. And you got to understand how to navigate that situation to get the best outcome for you. Okay? So, the thing is, it's just, there's more questions than answers, guys. The more experiences I've had with women, the more I've realized that that there's actually more questions than answers, guys. So like, I can get on here and spread straight wisdom for hours if I wanted to. I have so many stories about so many different women, but the more experiences I have with women, the more I realize that actually there's always more to learn. You never stop learning when it comes to women, guys. Trust me, there's always more to learn. The more you go through with women, and the thing with women too is it's not like any other topic. It's not like learning about math or anything like that, because every woman is an individual. And there's always new women being born every day. Like literally new women being born every day. So it's not like any other topic of discussion. It's a very unique topic. And that's why when I'm making these videos like I am right now about women, I don't really know what to say half of the time. And like I said, I made a short the other day, but it got a hate comment because he thought I was selfish and that I was a bad person because I was talking about having sex with people's girlfriends. Again, I do not condone cheating. I just understand that in the year 2025, there's not very many good men. There's not very many good women either, which means two things. One, a lot of women aren't going to be loyal because there's not a lot of good women. A lot of women are cheaters, which means even if a woman has a boyfriend, she still might want you. And if you're able to pick up on those signs, depending on what you want out of life, it's your life. You live it how you want. You might have more opportunities for a smashing good time. And number two, because there's not a lot of good men left, you can't blame the women for wanting to be with you if you're a good guy. Because even if she has a boyfriend, because her boyfriend might not be treating her right. And so you might be that guy that gives her that good experience, even if it's just for one night. A lot of these girls, it's kind of fucked up, but they might even go back to their boyfriends after they cheat because their boyfriend might be paying the bills. Their boyfriend might be giving them emotional security. Their boyfriend might always be there, and she might think, oh, if you're an attractive guy, she might think that you're a player and that you have other women anyways. So she might not want you for a permanent experience. If you're an attractive guy, you might get women that might even want you for a one-night stand. I know people say that women aren't into that kind of stuff, but if you're an attractive guy, your options with women start to expand. Okay? And I'm not saying I'm the most attractive guy on earth. I'm just speaking common sense. If you're an attractive woman, your options start to expand too. And so at the end of the day, you can invest everything into someone and they can still cheat on you. That's their own free will. But you want to make sure you're investing enough into yourself. Like a lot of people, a lot of men, they'll pay the bills for their wife so their wife can live a comfortable life. They might even set up a social security. They might even set up life insurance so their family is taken care of financially. But a lot of men don't take care of themselves physically. So you might die of a heart attack at 60 and your social security or life insurance might leave your wife with 10 million so she can go off and do whatever she wants, but now you're dead. So why not take some of that money and reinvest it back into your physical health? You know, do you have a juicer at home so you can make green juices? You know, are you buying a good like chocolate milk for yourself so you can recover from your workout? You know, milk is kind of like nature's protein shake. Are you getting the pasture-raised eggs or are you just getting the regular eggs? There's a big difference in the quality of different types of food. People don't realize it's not just about the type of food you eat, but it's about the quality of the food. There's different types of eggs. There's cage-free, there's pasture-raised, there's organic, there's free roam. And if you don't know the differences and which one's the best, you know, you might be eating all these eggs, and you might be thinking, why aren't I getting the gains? Well, because the eggs you're eating might not have the same vitamins as you might be eating the cage-free eggs, but it might be better if you would have bought the pasture-raised instead. The pasture-raised, maybe they have more vitamin K2, which helps your bones grow, and the thicker your bones, the more frame your muscle has to attach to. Okay, so different foods, you can have the same food. Apples, for example, these apples over here are grown in shitty soil with artificial fertilizer. These apples over here are grown in organic soil with real fertilizer. Which apple do you think is going to have more vitamins? And so you might be eating the same type of food, but depending on the way it's grown, it might give you a different type of result. And so this thing is like, as a man, a lot of men, they invest everything into their families, which is great. If you're investing into your wife and you have the funds to do so, that's an amazing thing to do, to take care of the people around you. But you want to make sure that you're also taking care of yourself as well, in my opinion, because a lot of people, they try to take care of everything around them, but then they don't even take care of themselves. And so then you end up running into health issues. And do you think your girl is more likely to cheat on you if you're out of shape or if you're in shape? Now, again, you can't guarantee anything. You can't control who someone is. So that's why you got to use your discernment you got to use your intuition. You got to use your gut instinct. You got to use your brain. You got to use your intuition to discern what type of person it is that you're dealing with. Is this just a hoe? Maybe one night of fun? Is this a wife-worthy type of woman? Is this woman a good girlfriend? Maybe she's just a good friend with benefits, and that's your own personal choice to decide, because at the end of the day, you know, it's your life. You do what you want with it. But a lot of guys, they don't even know what they want. They just, you know, a lot of guys, they don't know what they want, and then that's when the problem comes, because if you don't know what you want, then you might spend all this time investing into the wrong thing. And then you might look around at your life and feel not satisfied with it because you were just doing what everyone told you to do. You never really asked yourself what it is that you wanted out of this life. You know what I'm saying? So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I don't really know. I don't really know like how to end the video or nothing like that. I know this video kind of went all over the place, but you know, that's the thing. Is like I said, the thing with women is like like I said, the more experiences I have with women, the more questions I have. They're quite magical creatures. It's like, you think that now that I've had all these experiences, I would have some sort of grand insight to give you guys. I'm just as like I said, guys, the more I experience with women, the more questions I have. So I'm gonna I plan on to keep uploading to this channel, guys. I want to get better at cold approaching. I want to get better at meeting new women. So, like I said, I've already had sex with a bunch of guys' girlfriends, so I do have some experience, but I'm trying to keep gaining more experience, guys. So, if you want to follow along for the channel, feel free to rate, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys want to see more of. Comment below. Thank you for tuning in. I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed the workout video. And until next one, I'm out. Love and peace. Stay wild and stay sexy, y'all.